Jealous sister tried to ruin my life. This is a burner account because if my sister knew I was writing this, she'd probably try to sue me. My name is Kris. I'm 32F, and I have a sister, Bethany, 40F. For years she treated me like dirt, like I was some kind of competition she needed to keep in check. And I for far too long just took it. We were opposites. Bethany was the golden child. Beautiful, charming, and effortlessly popular. She lived off mom and dad's generosity, never held a real job, and always managed to manipulate her way out of any responsibility. I, on the other hand, was the quiet, driven one. I worked hard in school, got a scholarship to a decent college, and started building my career from the ground up with no help from them. Our mother, Evelyn, always favored Bethany. She'd constantly compare us, highlighting Bethany's natural talents, while dismissing my hard work as just being book smart. Dad tried to be fair, but he was always too easily swayed by Evelyn's theatrics. The constant comparisons, the subtle digs, the blatant favoritism, it wore me down. I tried to ignore it, to focus on my own life, but it was like a constant low-level hum of resentment in the back of my mind. The turning point came when I landed my dream job at a prestigious marketing firm. Bethany, predictably, was furious. She couldn't understand how I, the plain sister, could achieve something she couldn't. She started spreading rumors about me at family gatherings, insinuating I'd slept my way to the top. She even tried to sabotage my work, sending anonymous emails to my boss, claiming I was unprofessional and unreliable. I confronted her at a family gathering with the emails my boss gave me. It turned into a screaming match, and by the end I was the bad guy. My parents took Beth's side, which wasn't a surprise. I packed my things and left without looking back. This was it. I was done. I realized I couldn't change her or them. I couldn't make her see me as anything other than a threat. I stopped trying to please them. I stopped attending family events. I stopped answering their calls. I focused entirely on my career, working long hours and networking relentlessly. I was determined to build a life so successful, so fulfilling, that their negativity couldn't touch me. And I did. I climbed the corporate ladder, earning promotions and accolades. I became known for my creativity, strategic thinking, and unwavering dedication. I built a reputation as a force to be reckoned with. Then I met Richard. He was a successful businessman, charming, intelligent, and genuinely kind. He saw me for who I was, not for who my family wanted me to be. We fell in love, and a year later we were married. My wedding was a bittersweet affair. I invited my family, of course, but I knew it was more for appearances than anything else. Bethany, predictably, tried to steal the spotlight, wearing a dress that was practically white and making a scene during the reception. Evelyn, as always, sided with her. Dad just looked tired. After the wedding, I cut them off completely. I changed my number, blocked them on social media, and moved to a new neighborhood. I was done with their toxicity. I was building my own family, a family of my choosing. Richard's wealth allowed me to invest in my ventures. I started a small boutique marketing agency, focusing on ethical and sustainable brands. It was a passion project, something I'd always dreamed of doing. It was a massive success. Just when I thought things were great, I saw on Facebook my dad had passed from a heart attack. No one told me or anything, and his funeral had already happened. I decided then and there to block the remaining family members I hadn't blocked, and forgot about it, until I had to travel back to my hometown for a class reunion. When I got there, I stayed as far away as possible. I didn't bring my kids or husband because it was just a quick in and out trip. The day of the reunion I was excited. Seeing old classmates and friends. People I lost touch with, you know. Halfway through, a guy that didn't leave the town started to fill me in. My mother and sister had been living off the money left by Dad. I chuckled when I heard. Not because it was funny, but because nothing had changed since I left, apart from Dad not being around. After the little awkward update, things got light after that, and we all had fun. I exchanged numbers and socials with people I was close with, then I left. I did not visit any family or anything, I just went back home like I had never been there to begin with. Months passed after that, and I'd hear snippets and bits of what was happening with my egg donor and her daughter. I heard that Bethany's life was spiraling. She'd burned through the inheritance, and she was arguing online with some of her friends. After dealing with some of Beth's debts, they are struggling to make ends meet. She tried to contact me, of course, begging for money, for help. I ignored her. I didn't even care how she got my number. One day I received a letter. It was from Bethany. She was desperate, evicted, and alone. The egg donor finally cut the cord and went to live with a family member. She wrote about how much she regretted her actions and how she wished things could be different. It almost made me feel something. Almost. But then I remembered all the years of pain, the constant undermining, the relentless negativity. And I realized that forgiveness wasn't something I owed her. I didn't reply. I know some people would call me cruel and heartless, but they don't know what it's like to live with a toxic sibling, a mother that never loved you, and a father that was a coward. To constantly be torn down, to have your dreams and ambitions dismissed. I built my life from the ground up. I found love, success, and happiness on my terms. I don't need anyone's approval or validation. I am finally free. And that freedom, that peace of mind, is worth more than any apology. This is my story, my revenge, and it stays with me. Thanks for listening.